Hiya, it's Andy. I'm just taking apart this old 12 volt, 24 volt switchable charger because I want to put a new lead on the back of it. This one's all perished and knackered. I've started already whipping out some of the screws. So yeah, carry on with that. On that. Yeah. And later we'll see whether or not we can charge the big old Emax batteries with this, either on their own as 12 volt ones or 2 in series. I think I've got 6 of them, so I'm banking to put 3 in parallel, 2 in series, which will give us plenty of juice as long as these can be revived, the batteries I mean. So you hear my laptop whirring away there next to us. Been playing around with Home Assistant recently. Doing quite a lot of interesting stuff there with Toya plug sockets that have got monitoring in them from Electric with a Q at the end. Quite like those, they're really nice. And the Toya integration was fairly easy, fairly quick to do. Right, so what have I got here? Oh, it's soldered in, joys. Okay. How to do this? Well, maybe the easiest way would be just with a 3-way yeah, it's even got big, right, so I could crimp some spade connectors on, do it that way, yeah, I need to desolder the original, the live and the neutral off. So I'm just going to cut these two, just so I know which one's live and neutral. And I think with this, cut it maybe, crimp it, some heat shrink. Right, just pull this through. How to take this apart. Well, it's Isla. Something out of me. That's that wire out. Question is, how do you take this thing out without breaking it? I think you crunch that up from the bottom. Oh, bit of grit there. There we go. So just taking out that plastic. What do you call that? Sort of gland. Perished. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Oh, right, Myla. So this has just come off an old extension cord. Plenty thick. We just compare copper say that's easily more, so that's a good thing. What do you want, Isla? Dogging. That's about there. Let's see, it's a bit more. There. Just brute force it in, squeeze. So feed that in there like that. Squeeze this together as much as possible. How's this done? Now, I could probably just drill this hole out and use a newer gland, which I might end up doing. Can't figure out how to. Cable maybe a bit smaller. Problem I've got is as I squeeze it on the outside, it's kind of pivoting. Right. I should probably have kept recording there because it just took a little bit longer, not as long as I thought. But yeah, same gland, bit of brute force, bit of sort of twisting. But yeah, sort of a longer cable, which is nice. And I'll just take a bit off the end here. This is a Cyclops Cat 5. Well, that's what it should be used for, I guess, but it's also very good at taking the sheath off without nicking the things, and it doesn't seem to matter as well which of the wires it's got a kind of angled blade like that. And it uses the rubber band as kind of the tension. It's just a brilliant little tool. And I know people use wire strippers, but you know, I find these very easy to use. Anyway, done. 3. Sorry. Going to bring that around there, under there. And I might crimp some spade connectors onto these, and then just something like that. Not a fan of solder on these things. Right, let me pause and go get the soldering iron. So got the soldering iron heating up now. No, I haven't. Why is it not on? It's on there. It's in there. Oh no, it is. It's flashing. LED's a bit funky. Okay. I still need to get my spade connectors to do this properly. Hang on. Alright, so back with my spade connector box that I'd hidden really well for myself. So let's just check that those are the right size. Yeah, a bit nice. So let's just take one at a time. Yeah, silly. I've got some wick to clean it up. See if I've still got some of that outside. Right, back again, just opened up some of the old wire and I'll get this molten. Draw off some of it. Oh, don't want to do too much because I'm just melting the contact inside. That would be a silly idea, wouldn't it? Not bust that. Okay, that's a silly idea. It's a silly idea anyway to put loads of solder on these. Right. First. So maybe I should be using this tool here. I've never had much faith that it does the proper job on these. Not squeeze it on. Yeah. I should probably make a better shot of what I'm doing here, but I'm just jamming a spade connector onto a spade. I'll give you a close up. So just taking focus, just taking the live rather off, and there was so that's the live brown, and then the neutral will go on there as well. Crimp that on. I'll do the same with that there, and then I'll crimp this to this piece of cable here, because I don't see the point in massacring that wire. That wire. Right, anyway, I'll go back over here. So, next job, another one of them, same again. So I fixed one of those power bikes for one of the local woman who runs Abbey Cafe, and she bought this power bike, and it had sort of lead AGM acid batteries in it. And they'd done the same thing where they decided that they would solder the connecting wires. Well, she hadn't decided this, the previous owner had done this. So they'd soldered the interconnecting wires straight to the tabs of the battery. Not ideal. So I think they had no faith in the spade connectors that were on there. But I think the reason the spade connectors could come off were, in my opinion, vibration. And if you just cable tied them to the batteries themselves, which is like a penny's fix, they wouldn't come off. So I just desoldered it all because she was getting some issues, and that's causing her bike to be unreliable. And in return, for quite some time, she did me free coffees, which is very nice. And she said that, you know, food and beverage would be free for life, but I think that's probably a bit much for repairing one bike. You've got to be mindful of when you're offered something, think whether that's fair or not before you kind of accept or abuse it. So I'm just going to shut that down. Just going to make a lot of noise otherwise. So I just had a friend over. We've gone through a box of bits and bobs from my neighbour over the road, who was clearing out her garage, which was from her late husband and his tinkerings. Lots of very interesting stuff in it, and hopefully he will get better use out of it or scrap some of the stuff. He's kind of got more of a mind for getting these things done than me. I was showing him all the home assistant stuff because he's into the solar stuff. He's done a big carport pergola thing in his house, in his garden, and he helped me out with this roof up here. Massively helped me out. And yeah, I've also managed to buy on eBay another Eversolar inverter, so I'll be up to 3 now, which will be very useful, or at least it will test this software to see whether it will automatically accept 3. So I run Soul Muller software from it's on GitHub, and it's supposed to run 2 inverters daisy chained on RS 485 bus. It does and doesn't do it properly. So I think I might just group these together like this, and then put some heat shrink over the end of it to keep it from touching anything. Okay, 2 secs, need some more heat shrink. So I've just wrapped a bit of white heat shrink around one of the blue 14 gauge crimps. Just heat shrink it on with the barrel of the soldering iron. Okay, this is just to stop it contacting something electrical, and then got one of these plastic things that one of the connectors, a bit of extra protection. Right, bring it back over. Sorry, mind my hands. So yeah, that's now the ground connection. I can just leave that waggling in space. It goes back to where it originally did. A couple of nice new spade connectors. Yeah, quite okay. So I'm just going to pop all this back together, new wire, and put a plug on. Probably put the old plug back on. Don't think there's anything wrong with the red and black, positive and negative. So being that this is, one of my previous videos I may not have uploaded because I felt a bit stupid after I recorded it. I thought this was a welder because that's what the person who gave it to me told me it was. I didn't really think about it. And then my friend Owen pointed out it clearly wasn't a welder. But I don't know where, if anywhere, this is being rectified. So this is a charger that just charges AC. Which is strange, because I figured that batteries take DC, but perhaps, yeah, I don't know, because that's just clearly one big. Or is that it? Is that it? No. I don't know what that is down there. Oh, I can't see it either. But there's a thing that the negative's gone into. Anyway, we shall see. So, I've just spent a while fitting a plug. I think lots of people know how to wire a plug, so I didn't bother filming that. So, I'm now at the stage where I'm going to put the lid back on and power it up. I could just turn it on now. It's plugged in, it's not switched on. Quite happy with it, with the work I've done on it. So yeah, it does need a tidy up still in terms of all of the bits of rust and whatnot. But it's going to be a functional thing rather than an aesthetic thing, in my opinion. Not really worth going into. Bit of a crazy relic of my MPCNC project. It was a dimmer, an SCR, which is a rotary knob. So I attached a stepper motor to it to vary it on the fly. So I don't know how to make it digital, and digital SCRs were quite expensive at the time. They've come down quite a lot now. And even so, there's still not digital SCRs that'll do MQTT. So I feel like they're a bit behind the curve on that. And I think China need to just bring out some SCRs with ESP. Call it ESP Home 8266 is on. Oh, that's not that one. I say China. I feel like maybe the designs aren't Chinese. They're just mass produced them there, but maybe some of them are. I just don't know. Very impressed with the Shelly stuff. I don't know where they're based or what they, which I think they've got a very decent energy monitor. They're probably corner the market on that. It's very, very easy for a novice to get going with, which is what most people like me are. Old-fashioned. Like if you could wire a plug, you could probably wire a Shelly meter in and get it started. It's just a live and neutral and a current clamp, which I guess you've got to be careful with the current clamp ends because it's an induced voltage that's coming out. touch wood, this will be the last time I need to take this thing apart. Fantastic. It's all together. The probes are apart on the floor. And turn it on. Click. And up. And that's good. Turn it on, turn high, turn low. High, low. 24. Right. I may go find a battery and see if we can hook this up. Okay. Thanks for watching.